Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to your tarot reading on Friday the 24th of April. I'm Hem from Self-Love Self-Care System. And this week we have been doing our cards from the original Rider-Waite tarot deck conceived of by A.E. Waite and designed by Pamela Coleman. Now let's see what our tarot wants to tell us today. This week's readings have been ultra powerful. I am so sure that it is because of the Aries new moon and the stellium. The stellium, all those planets bunched together in Aries. What a push, what a shove. The interesting part of that, though, was although there was that energy of the stellium, Jupiter wasn't in there. Our great expansion energy and planet wasn't actually in the stellium. You know what that was? Because although it was fast movement and moving forward, it was because the energy in Jupiter, I think Jupiter was in Gemini, if I remember rightly, was that it was a kind of a balancing act. So we didn't actually push so far or too hard or too quick, right? But the energy is fiery, and I want you to notice that through these few weeks. The fire energy is burning away anything that no longer needs to be in your life so you can have clarity and clearness. Now, of course, I did recommend not burning things too much quite recently, and there was a reason for it because it can be a little bit like black magic energy. However, the whole phoenix energy and rising from the ashes, that's something slightly different, right? You ready for your cards? Right, the first card that you've got two actually. You've got the Knight of Pentacles and you've got the Chariot, right? Now, the Knight of Pentacles is coming in to talk about the energy that you're starting to imbue. You're starting to raise your energy into a space where you're able to command money, share money, give money, and use money effectively. Now, we're not talking about, this tarot reading isn't like a reading where we're saying, oh, you're going to be a millionaire next week. But what it is saying is you're going to maybe either be able to deal with the finances better, or you're going to have a little bit more money coming in than you're usually used to. And it's going to help things for you quite a lot, right? The other thing the angels are talking about is you're about to leave something and move forward. I know he's looking the other way, and normally we'd go this way, but it's fine because you're saying your goodbyes, you're paying. It's interesting because some of you might be having to pay money to shift to this next stage. I suppose so, like for maybe boyfriend and I, we have to settle up loads of things before and pay lots of things before we can move forward into the next space. So it's a kind of you're ready on your horse, you've got some of your things are packed. You're not quite ready with the packing, but you are about to go on a journey. Now, whenever I do these cards, something the angels always want to make it very clear. This can be metaphorical, and it may not necessarily mean a physical movement. Although Aries does tend to be quite a physical, pushy, fiery, move, go, shift, do, like that kind of energy, right? But this chariot energy is saying, I'm now ready to balance my masculine, feminine, to work on my shadow and light, to take the journey through my mind, through the portal, through what is, so that by the end of 2026, I'm so powerful that in 27 and 2028, I can go to the place where I'm supposed to be. Now, where is that place you're supposed to be? There is a board, my lovelies, a big board. Imagine it like a big chessboard across the whole of the world. We all have a place we need to be on that board by 2028. Okay. We need to be on a specific space. This is the beginning of that journey. It means cleansing, it means clearing, it means working with a guide. I'm not sugarcoating this. The angels are saying this very strongly. You need to work with a guide. If you haven't watched my reading, sorry, not reading, so my angel message for 2026, I recommend you listen to it. And if you haven't remembered it, check it again, watch it again, listen to it. The angels tell you the things that you need to do for this year so that the year can work beautifully and you can cohesively refine your energy, work in your spiritual aspect, really grow your heart energy, really become part of this soul-centric vision for the future, the direction of human capacity. Okay. So as you move forward, you become stronger. You'll become a more powerful version of yourself. You'll grow your wings, you'll shift, you'll fly, you'll change. You will need a guide. You're going to need a guide. The spiritual energy on this is very high. It's a very high spiritual journey. It could be metaphorical, it could be physical. You need You'll need assistance with this. You'll need someone to guide you. I'm happy to do that if you're interested. Come in and working with me now. The cohort 4 of the chakra course will be, I think I'm going to put it out in the next few months. As in you can start to enroll, but we will enroll fully for the end of the year, probably starting January, although I might start it a little bit before the end of the year. But that would be a great way for you to start this journey and shift and move and recalibrate yourself. There may be some other things as well, but I'd really like to help you with this if you're interested, okay? Because having a guide to help you with this will really empower you because spiritually, dimensionally, you will be tested. Remember what we talked about in yesterday's reading? There's tests. The pain story that you're feeling, I nearly cried. The pain story that you might have felt from what you've gone through will come with you if you don't learn the actual steps, the baby actions that release that. Um, and something that the angels wanted me to say was release any thought of what purpose is. Purpose isn't a real thing, and I've said this to you before. Purpose isn't a destination, it is an understanding of following your true divine light, your true divine calling. It's not asking for validation, it's having assistance, it's having support from your own inner resources to make decisions based on that part of you. And I really want you to know that right now you're about to shift focus and direction. And that direction is not this bit I'm talking about isn't about you because some of you may be therapists, some of you may be readers, some of you may be healers. This isn't about that work you do. This is about how you work with yourself. We all need a guide. We all need someone that can work with us as well, even when we do this work. I kind of call it a sort of sense of supervision, having someone to guide you and support you. Actually, that might be something I create, actually. So I can be there for other healers and mediums and psychics and people that work with this work, angel connectors and that kind of thing. Because it isn't easy doing this on your own. So it gives me that we all have that support together. Because this isn't work for the faint-hearted. And you guys are being called in some way, shape, or form to start making those changes in your life as a person. And it isn't necessarily that you'll be a teacher or a healer or anything like that anyway. It could just be you also growing your capacity to become a higher spiritual version on this earth. The tarot cards want to guide you towards becoming a version of yourself that is spiritually aligned in this human experience, right? You're a spiritual being having a human experience, but we tend to have forgotten our spirituality. And this is about really honoring our authentic original self. Yeah. And then you've got the Two of Wands. And I love this card with these two, right? Because there's a sort of subtlety about it. Yes, you're going on a journey, my lovelies, but it's not a rush. There's no rush to this. I know Aries might want you to think there's a rush, but if you notice, even they're not going really, really fast. There's a very, very gentle movement energy. If you look at the sea in the picture, it's calm. It's not moving. It's not shifting. It's not pulling you. If you look at the scenery, it's very gentle. He holds something that looks like the world in his hands. He doesn't need to become because he's already becoming. He's already part of that energy. He's already part of that system, and he's already part of the collective vision because he's surveying what it will be so he can move into it, right? So that's that part of you. You're going to be surveying, you're going to be moving, you're going to be taking those steps, you're going to be changing things. The thing is, the angels are saying that often with human beings, we're looking for the next thing. I want to receive this. I want to receive this. I want to receive this. If you believe in like what I do, and you don't have to, but I believe in reincarnation. I believe there's something beyond this. And then there is not a step of completion at the end of this. You just do this life the best you know how. Forget purpose. Think more along the lines of I will follow my heart. I will use a guide where I can. You can't use a guide because that's a monetary concern or anything like that. I'd recommend you using cards or something, or using these readings to help to direct you and take valid steps that are directed by your pure higher self, your pure inner vision, and take those move and shift in that way, right? Because that's all it is, isn't it? It's about you becoming a version of you that is fully powerful, fully centered, and fully using the skills you have, moving with your blueprint, and becoming a version of you that is just powerful and contented and calm and peaceful, because those are very important facets here. So yeah, it's kind of growing into your divine journey, but knowing it's a slow ride. And it's like planting a baby seed, watching it grow, allowing it to bloom eventually into a flower, but letting each step take its time. That's what it does. So if you got this far, my lovelies, I would love a thumbs up. I would also love a subscribe. Now we're at our final card. And it's a very interesting card because you might think it doesn't go, but actually I can feel its energy and how it actually does really tune into what we're looking at. Breathe. So you've got this card here, you got this one here, you got this one here, and then you've got justice. So you've got two major arcana. There's a lot of power in this week's reading, okay? Two major arcanas here, lots of major arcanas this week, lots of major shifts, lots of major thinking, lots of understanding. Why justice? What do we need this for? It's very simple. You're dealing with your dark and your light. You're balancing your energy. You're balancing your inner turmoil, the feelings that you've gone through, the things that you've been learning from yesterday's reading, anything painful, you're balancing, you're clearing it, you're shifting it, you're becoming a just, graceful version of yourself that doesn't allow the small minutiae to stop your pursuits, that doesn't allow other people to knock you off your balanced, stabilized root energy, that doesn't wobble or get unsure about your decisions. This is a power beyond power, and it's justice because justice can only be served when we make the choices ourselves, when we are fully directional, we know what we're doing. Like, for example, I'm just going to give you an example. It's a bit mundane, but it's about this life, so I will bring it in. So we're dealing with like solicitors and stuff, right? And there's this process that we were thinking of doing, and I'm really disconcerted by the capacity around the information that we've got for the process. So it was referred on for us. So we spoke to the solicitors involved. No, sorry, I know we didn't speak to the solicitor, we spoke to the assistant. And I said, so what is this process? Did I get anything? No. Did I get any information about it? No. All I got was, this is the process, this is how much it costs, do you want to do it? And I was like, well, no, we kind of really need to understand it. It's like an alarm, right? Yeah, we really need to understand it. That's the alarm. That's the alarm bells. That's where you're not being allowed to be self-directional. That's where you're not driving the bus. Someone suddenly taking control of your bus, not giving you the information you need. This is what this card's about. This is about you being fully stabilized. The judge, the jury, the person that makes the decisions, you're the decision maker in your life. That's justice for you, because you're going to take the journey, you're going to take a slow pace, but you're also going to make sure that you stay strong, balanced, connected, and contented when you move to the Tesla. So exciting. Namaste, everyone. Have a gorgeous Friday. Have a beautiful weekend. As I say, things will change by, I think it's August, mid-August, end of August. And there will be different content coming out. I apologize that the beginning of this year was a little bit exciting at the beginning and I kind of had time. Then I lost a lot of my time and it's been taken up with practices, systems, and legality, bureaucracy, and yeah, kind of like that. Very bureaucratic and the world we're living in, and it could be very anxiety inducing and not very comfortable. So it's not, I mean, I wonder about the human world that has been created around us, and how fair and just it really is, and are we in justice, or are we going to start talking about this and bringing this out and shifting this consciousness together? Yeah, because I think that's something that we as a group are ready to start working with and on together, right? Anyway, have a beautiful weekend. I will see you next Monday and take care. And any exceptional, amazing stories, comments, ideas, drop them in the comments for me. Let me know how you found the reading and have a great time. Take care of yourselves. I hope you enjoyed the tarot. I love you lots. Bye, everyone. Bye.